Okay, I think we're ready for the student ball. Couple of things before we begin. First of all, for the audience, even though it's difficult because you're watching Jeopardy at home, do not talk to each other about the answers. Do not, whisper to each other because we have teams right here. So please don't do that. Secondly, if you're having a problem with the pens, if you run out of ink or something, raise your hand, and Joseph will be, we'll stop for 5 seconds. He has extra pens, ink, that type of thing for you. I think that's about it. You read all the rules? Okay. All right. So let me just, before we begin, I'd like to welcome you to our 8th annual student quiz ball. I would like to introduce and thank our judges. We have Norberta Quilles from Queens College, Amerigo Rossi from LIU, Galila Weber Leon from York College, and we have Robert Steigerwald, who is our marketing chairman from Greater New York chapter. Our MC is Neil Pyer, who is our executive director. Joseph DiTaranto, who is our regional student rep. And Gloria Jayoung from Ramapo College. All right, what will happen is for the faculty sponsors, after each round, you will have your lollipops with red on one side, green on the other, and the name of the college. What you do is, after the students write their answers, hold up either right, wrong, or if they do not respond, don't hold it up at all, and keep it up until I announce that. It seems like it slows down things, but it doesn't. It actually makes things much more efficient. And now our MC, Neil Pyer, will read the rules and regulations and directions for this competition.
And let me first acknowledge Dr. Caselli, who painstakingly does this thing we call the Student Bowl every spring, so that one of our local groups, one of our local student groups can go to national, represent the Greater New York chapter, and try to kick butt at national. So thank you for his hard work. So I'm going to read the rules and regs for this event, okay? The Student Quiz Bowl will be conducted in a Jeopardy-style PowerPoint format. Each team will have an equal chance to respond to each answer on the whiteboards provided. Remember, the response should be in the form of a question. Very important. For example, what is protein? That would be what you write on the little whiteboard if albumin happens to be the answer. So anyway, just an example. Every team answering the question correctly will receive the designated points identified with the chosen answer. Teams must display their answers within 15 seconds, that's why we have a timer, of being asked. Incorrect answers will result in a subtraction of points equal to the corresponding question. A team may choose not to answer during Jeopardy, and no points will be added or subtracted from their total. The questions will be asked in 2 rounds, Jeopardy and Final Jeopardy. There will be a 40-minute time limit for the Jeopardy game board. Questions will be selected across the categories, proceeding from the lowest point values to the highest. For Final Jeopardy, teams will be required to state their wager amount prior to hearing the question. They can wager up to their total number of points. All wagers must be brought up to the judges' table prior to the reading of the Final Jeopardy question. Your final score will be raised or lowered by the wager amount depending on if you answer the question correctly or incorrectly. Failure to submit an answer to the Final Jeopardy question will constitute an incorrect answer. Teams will be given 60 seconds to answer the final Jeopardy question. If a team or faculty sponsor chooses to challenge the answer to a question, they should raise their hand and be recognized by the MC, at which time they will be asked to bring their challenge to the judges. Do not discuss questions during the competition. This goes to the audience. So try to keep it down. Low roar. Some of the teams might hear what they're saying and get an unfair advantage. When you finish reading each question, the timekeeper will begin the 15-second count, then blow a whistle. At this time, ask that all answers be shown to the faculty member standing either beside or behind the team. The faculty member will have a sign, one side green for correct, the other red for incorrect. The signs will also have the name of the college written on them. The MC, and that's me, should read the name of the college, state whether correct or incorrect, and the point amount of the question. Do this for each question. This will help the scorekeeper tabulate the scores. In the event that there is a tie at the end of Final Jeopardy round, a second Final Jeopardy round will be conducted, and it has happened before. This will only include the teams that are tied. Again, they will place a wager amount prior to hearing the questions and proceed with their second Final Jeopardy question.
Good. And when you're doing your wager for Final Jeopardy, that's a secret wager. Just for those of you who don't watch Jeopardy a lot. I don't. But it's a secret wager. So in case I forget or our MC forgets to mention it. So what you do is you kind of secretly put down a number on the whiteboard, and one group at a time, just one at a time, goes up to the judges. Because you don't want to know what other people are wagering. All right, so just keep that in mind. That's a secret wager at the very end. Okay?
Hey, you ready?
I'm ready. You wanna,
no, I don't read it like that. Yeah. Read it here.
Oh, okay.
Everybody ready? Oh, question.
Is that spelling required to get an answer correct?
I would
Up
say,
to the judges, yeah.
I would say no, and judge's discretion.
Abbreviation? Abbreviation?
If they're recognized abbreviations, yeah.
If the response is understandable and acceptable. Good.
Okay?
All right, here we go.
All right. Categories.
Categories are strength and conditioning, exercise physiology, anatomy and physiology, applied anatomy, and pathophysiology. All right, first question. First answer. The 5 health-related physical fitness components include cardiorespiratory, endurance, body composition, flexibility, muscle strength, and blank.
Okay? Yeah. Finish. Got it?
Everybody?
Okay. Georgian Court, no answer.
What was the first one on the list? Can you go back? Can you go backwards? Go ahead.
One of the options is.
No.
No, you can't.
No. Want to, I know. Yeah. No, I can't go back.
It listed. It listed the other four. The other, yeah.
I got it. The 4 is cardiorespiratory endurance, body composition, flexibility, muscle strength. This component. This is a list of the questions.
All right, so how do we do with the answers? Who had answers?
All right, let me just. Okay, so. All right, so, all right.
Judges are discussing.
Okay, so you do not.
They do not accept mercy.
Okay, so, Georgian Court, 0. Mercy College, -100. New York Institute, -100. SUNY Plattsburgh, 100. York College, 100. Okay.
All right. Can you just hit the arrow? Okay.
Yeah.
100 there. All right. Next question. Next answer. This macronutrient is used most rapidly for energy production.
Was that a whistle? Okay, pens down. All right,
Show your.
You just don't want to scare people.
okay. Georgian Court, 100. Mercy College, it's +100, so that's what, 0? New York Institute of Technology, that's +100, so what's that, 0? SUNY Plattsburgh, 100, so that's 200.
York, no answer.
York,
No answer or wrong? No answer.
York, no answers, so it remains the same, 100.
Anatomy and physiology for 100. The name of the valve between the right atrium and the right ventricle in the heart is blank.
Oh, that's much nicer.
Okay, all right, pens down. Right? Pens down. George and Court. Add 100. So what is it? Add it up. I can't see. Mercy College, minus 100. New York Institute of Technology, minus 100. SUNY Plattsburgh, plus 100. And York College, the same.
No answer.
No answer.
Applied anatomy for 100. This plane divides the body into anterior and posterior parts.
Okay.
I just get a point.
Right. Pens down. Pens down, everyone.
And answer Georgian Court plus 100. Mercy College plus 100. New York Institute of Technology plus 100. SUNY Plattsburgh minus 100. York College plus 100.
Okay.
The last $100 category is pathophysiology. And the response is, this type of diabetes is a chronic condition in which the pancreas produces little or no insulin. Okay, and the answers. What do we have? What is type 1 diabetes? Okay. Georgian Court plus 100. Mercy College plus 100. New York Institute 0. Carry it down, good. SUNY Plattsburgh 0. 0. And York College minus 100. We move on to the $200 category in strength and conditioning. The answer is, this motor skill should be focused on most to reduce the risk of falling when working with an older adult. This motor skill should be focused on most
Yeah, right.
to reduce the risk of falling when working with an older adult. Okay, the answer is what is balance? Georgian Court plus
Can I
200.
just say something? Balance is not really a motor skill. It's not a motor skill. It's the skill.
I wrote gait.
That's an actual
We
skill.
decided gait. And I feel like that would also reduce falling. You could fall while you're walking, you know. For an older client, would you prefer gait rather than power? Is that
It's a physical fitness component, but it's not an actual motor skill.
You guys.
Sorry.
You guys, the judges.
Yep.
But I think if you accept that,
You take a 90-year-old, you make them stronger, they have better balance. It's not a skill, it's not a motor skill.
The balance to what?
They're on one foot.
Oh, that's the balance to walk.
They're weak, they fall. Well, yeah. But to do anything but related to balance.
Up to our judges.
Well, how do they walk?
Not enough.
Walking is one foot,
Well, no.
But listen, I mean, that's the only where judges have to do that. And, you know, and a lot of it is what is actually being taught in the class. I'm not teaching.
Yeah,
But then Astrid is, so
right,
that's another
straight
story.
out of the book, but it's not worded that way.
Well, got judges, you know, it's not so easy. Oh.
So what do we do in this particular case? We can't throw out the question. Do we give everybody 200 points?
No, it's,
This is the
they
question with
decide. Yeah, no, decide. Skate are really a motor skill? Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's a motor skill. Is it a skill?
Yeah, it is, because it can be learned.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
It can be improved, it can be learned, it can be mastered, it's a skill.
Again, I would agree with that. Come on. We're gonna have to time the judges. No, it's, come on,
Blow the whistle.
come on, you give the kids, this is not.
Right.
I recommend accepting both, accepting balance and. Data is a skill, but balance is related.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we gotta, you know, judges,
The skill related. But it is, I think it's question. I think more of the question. Oh, it's the question that is skill related. I don't think that's necessarily.
Oh, there's three, go.
so what is the judges?
They're voting.
You're voting?
Keeping my nose out of it now.
Yes.
Accept? What are we accepting?
Gate.
Okay.
Okay, good, all right. So where are we now?
All right. New York
Institute of Technology
200
plus 200.
Everybody gets.
SUNY Plattsburgh, 200, and York, 200. All right, let's go. It's costing an extra $10 a minute for parking. Here we go. We're in Manhattan. Okay.
Next answer is the tendency to achieve balance, between environmental demand and the physiological response to meet that demand is termed
All right, pens down.
Everybody done? There's a one word spread of mine.
Homeostasis, yes. Yes. Homeostasis is the same thing.
Okay.
George's Court, plus 200. No answer, right? Mercy, 0. New York Institute, plus 200. SUNY Plattsburgh, minus 200. York, 0.
Okay.
200 in anatomy and physiology. The product of heart rate and blank equals the amount of blood pumped by the heart per minute. The answer
Pens
is
down. Oh, jeez. Wait. Hold it. What is this? This is.
No, you're
Yeah.
skipping.
Yeah. What is? Oh, here.
Right there. Stay there.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna have to skip one or two.
Honestly.
All right.
All right.
What is stroke volume? Question is, what is stroke volume? You got a wrong or a 0? 0, right? 0. Mercy, 0. New York Institute of Technology, plus 200. SUNY Plattsburgh, plus 200. And York, plus 200. Applied anatomy for 200. The scapular and humerus, scapula and humerus bones comprise this joint. The answer is
Yes, you got this.
Mercy, very quiet today.
Waiting for the big money.
New York Institute. Big money. New York Institute gets plus 200. 0. No. The next one is 0. New York Institute of Technology got 200 plus 200.
They got it correct.
That's correct. SUNY Plattsburgh, 0. No answer. And York plus 200.
Oh, yeah, Mercy didn't get it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mercy has no answer.
Right. Right.
They say it's still 300.
Mercy had no answer.
May not be winning, but they're fine. Love you guys.
Yeah, that's why you have to go through each one. If it was 0, it's confusing.
Okay. The last $200 answer is the chest pain that results from the imbalance between myocardial demand and blood supply to the heart is termed
All right.
Plus 200 for George Court. Minus 200 for Mercy. Esther.
No, I.
0 for New York Institute of Technology. Billy Plattsburgh at the plus 200. And York at the plus 200. $300 category in strength and conditioning. The maneuver that increases intrathoracic pressure when an individual holds their breath during resistance exercise is called.
All right. Pens down.
What is about salad?
I'm fine, I can tell you.
What was it, 200?
This was 300.
300, plus 300 for everybody.
Okay.
Okay, give him a second.
Yeah. Right. And then 300. This one is the daily double, so 600 points, right? We double that.
Right.
Yeah. So we just have to let Joseph know that it's 600. All right?
All right, we ready?
Yep.
Exercise physiology for $300. Both gluconeogenesis and ketogenesis primarily occurs in this organ.
Right? Pens down.
Yes, there is. What is the liver? Plus 300 for George and Mark.
Yes, it's 300.
Plus 300 for Mercy College. Plus 300 for New York Tech. Plus 300 for SUNY Plattsburgh. And a minus 300 for York.
We down to the bottom yet? Okay. Anything? I guess maybe.
Yeah. Oh, he's got one more.
Okay. All right. Ready?
300 for anatomy and physiology. Daily double. It's an audio daily
No,
double.
that is.
No. Okay.
No.
I'm gonna sing for everybody.
So that's worth 600 points. All right.
It's a $600
600
question.
is a daily double. You'll lose 600. So you got to be careful.
These neurofibers are the key components in the transmission of impulses to the ventricles of the heart.
So this is 600 points, plus or minus. Okay? Pens down.
Okay, George and Court gets plus 600. Mercy College Rock plus 600. No answer. Zeros across the board. The rest. The rest.
press, we're gonna flip the scoreboard. Gloria, do you have these numbers? Sergeant Court, 2400, you have all that 13, 14, 1200, you have that, Gloria? Okay, we go.
Da, 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 da.
Need a bigger board. There you go.
Oh, no, we're going. Oh, okay. So they have to.
That one cost me.
Okay, so why don't you put the numbers, Gloria, why don't you read off the numbers to Steve? All right, so we're halfway through.
All right, everybody
All
ready?
set, guys? Everybody ready?
300, applied anatomy. Contraction of the tibialis posterior results in this ankle movement.
Pens down, we're all set?
What is plantar flexion? Jordan Court, 300.
Okay.
Zero Mercy.
If they class.
Minus 300.
Right away.
How much time do they have? There's no time.
New York Institute minus 300. What?
How much time do they have? How much do they have when the time stuff the writing and?
Yeah, because we already said plantar and we just have to say. So.
Oh, plantar, we'll
And then we were
plantar
gonna say, we
means
just.
what kind of motion?
And then we were just gonna say flexion, so.
They don't have
Plantar
to
means that.
You got plantar flex. You guys finished the word.
Or plantar flex.
The answer was plantar flex instead of plantar flexion.
Because we were gonna,
Was it
still.
finished because you
Yeah.
write?
What did you write?
Plantar flex.
They didn't have enough time, is that?
Yeah, that's something.
So,
They go for flexion.
it does, it's plantar flex, it's the ankle.
That's logical.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, who else? Let's go one by
So what
one.
are we up to? Which one? New York Institute is minus 300. Billy Plattsburgh, 0? No answer?
No answer.
York College gets a plus 300. So there's a 0, SUNY Plattsburgh. Plus 300. Or
Yeah, York is plus 300.
Because they will come up again. Do they finish what they're doing or they stop?
I think it would make sense to finish what they're doing, so long as they're finishing what they weren't doing.
Yeah, if it's,
I mean, providing selection,
No, I know.
yeah, that makes sense, but.
Because there's nothing with the things that are
yeah,
All right,
okay?
300 in pathophysiology. The answer is this condition is characterized by a decrease in bone mineral mass and density and produces bone porosity and fragility.
Okay?
Green. What's your got? Oh. All right. 300 for Mercy. Plus 300 for New York Institute of Technology. Plus 300 for City Plattsburgh. What is that? And minus 300 there.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Now,
Okay, $400 question in strength and conditioning. The answer is this model states that people will exercise if they perceive their health to be at risk and they believe that exercise can reduce their health risk.
all pens down. Ready?
York College. Except for York College.
New York Institute, 0. Blacksburg, 0. And York, plus 400. All right.
All right, 400, exercise physiology. The answer is the elevated oxygen consumption above rest during recovery is termed post-exercise. EPOC. Georgia Court, no answer. Georgia 0. Georgia Court. Mercy. Here you go. Mercy gets plus 400. New York Institute plus 400. SUNY Plattsburgh. No answer. 0. And York 0. $400 in anatomy and physiology. The answer is the volume of gas that reaches the alveolar region of the lung is termed
All right.
what is alveolar ventilation? Anybody answer?
No answer.
All right, no answer.
All right, you don't even have to put it in there. You can leave it, right? No answers. You don't need to use an extra space.
$400 in applied anatomy. And the answer is during the sitting movement, the hip extensors perform this type of contraction. Do you have any answers?
Yep, it's right up.
What is the eccentric contraction?
Yeah, I was doing the movement. I had it in my head.
Okay.
Any answers?
No. All right, it's the same. All right. Next.
$400, last one in this category, pathophysiology. A third-degree strain injury of a muscle tendon unit is termed a And the question is, what is a rupture or severe tear?
Tear is okay. Tear is okay.
But the second one, the first one.
Rupture, a tear.
All right, so what do we have? Anything?
Wrote the word tear. They wrote tear. Correct? Yeah. Tear by itself, correct.
I mean, we have the same,
Yeah.
we have the same answer.
Georgian court.
Yes.
400.
Georgian Court, this is 400.
400. Oh, okay, it's on the top. Plus 400 for Georgian Court. 0 for Mercy. Plus 400 for New York Institute. Technology. Plus 400 for SUNY Plattsburgh. No answer for York.
All right, good. Ready for the next?
All right. Finally, 500 in strength and conditioning. The heart rate reserve for calculating training heart rate is blank minus blank. Both answers must be correct to receive credit.
All right. Ready?
The question is, what are heart rate max and heart rate
No answer, no answer.
Well, so is it no answer, or is it a wrong answer?
No
Or
answer.
is there an answer?
But we didn't get to finish, so just get rid of it. We didn't have time to cross it out.
You needed to get both. That's what it says.
Okay, so what do we have? So you didn't do anything? All right, you want to go?
Yes, I think
So he said
our
no answer.
No answer. Yeah, we were.
Okay, so Georgian Court?
Georgian Court plus 500. Mercy 0. New York
Make sure you guys are.
0.
I would have been.
SUNY Plattsburgh minus 500. York plus 500.
Okay. All good?
Oh, good.
All right. Coming down to
Exercise
wire.
physiology for 500. The initial physiological hallmark of exposure to high altitude is
All right. Yes? That's good.
what is hyperventilation or increased ventilation?
Dyspnea or difficulty breathing.
It's different than hyperventilation.
Yeah. That's a medical problem. That's not a compensation.
No.
No.
Hyperventilation is a physiological response to, lower oxygen. Positive, it's not the physiological.
Right, it's a response to, it's not the
This
condition.
is a response to.
For trouble breathing.
No, it's not a physiological response.
It's the symptom, it's
That's a
the
symptom,
symptom and
it's a
not the
medical problem.
response. Is the symptom. The symptom. No, the response is decreased.
Okay, so,
Got it?
yeah, this is 500, so.
Minus 500 for Georgian Court. Nobody else had answers?
No.
Nothing.
All right, so all the rest is the same.
Right.
You can go to
All right,
next.
we're ready?
Anatomy and physiology for 500. This muscle originates from the posterior medial and lateral condyles of the femur and inserts into the posterior aspect of the calcaneus.
Ready?
And the question is, what is the gastric? No answer for Georgian Court. 0 for Mercy. Plus 500 for New York. Good. Technology. 500 for Cindy Plattsburgh.
That's all right.
No answer. No answer for York. 0.
Ready?
All right, we're coming down to the end here. 500 in applied anatomy. This joint accounts for approximately 50% of the rotational range of motion of the neck.
Right?
And Lango joint. That's what I went. Okay. But, plus 500 for Georgian Court. No answer for Mercy. 0. Minus 500 for New York Institute of Technology. Cindy Plattsburgh. 0. And York. 0 for Cindy Plattsburgh. York gets a plus 500.
Now you know. Okay, guys. This is it.
Pathophysiology for 500. And the answer is employing the use of the ankle brachial index and interval walking training are two important tools for working with persons with this disorder or disease.
Okay, present your answers.
The answer is. What is peripheral vascular disease or PVD? The answer. Anybody answer?
One answer.
New York Institute of Technology gets a minus 500. Everyone else is at 0.
So,
No change.
write down all the numbers, and then we'll repeat them. Neil, you want the numbers? I don't have the numbers here.
I know, but get the final Jeopardy.
Can they have a break for a second?
Yeah, okay, 2 minute break, yeah.
All right. Right before Final Jeopardy.
Oh, you all right, hon? Okay, we need someone who has a break. Okay. For Final Jeopardy, I will put up the categories. As soon as our member comes back.
Georgia Court, 3,900. Mercy at 2,000. New York Institute of Technology at 1,700. SUNY Plattsburgh, 1,900. And York College at 2,300.
Okay, I would suggest, guys, Neil will repeat the numbers again. I would suggest you write down the numbers in the corner of your board, so you know how many points you have. All right, so what are the numbers again?
Georgian Court, 3,900.
Georgian Court, 3,900.
Mercy, 2,000.
Mercy, 2,000.
New York Institute of Technology, 1,700. SUNY Plattsburgh, 1,900. And York at 2,300.
Okay, so we're just taking a 2 minute break. And then I will put up the final category. Then you must decide, you can decide amongst yourselves now, get an idea. You must decide how many points you would like to gamble on the question. Then one by one, we'll start with Georgian Court, come up to the judges' table.
That's before knowing the category.
No, that's no category.
Last point.
Yes, no category. Not the question or category. Another category. Contemporary romantic composers.
Jay-Z.
Alexander Borody, Russian composer, also professor of chemistry, opened the first women's college in Russia, women's medical school in Russia. There you go, trivia.
You never know what he might ask.
You never know. Be careful.
They're actually not getting any money. Money.
Yes, all right. Now, what will happen is the winner of the Student Bowl will be, their names will be given to National. They must be available to go to San Diego. The chapter, the Greater New York chapter, will subsidize it with $750 per person, plus National will also pay for their tuition for the program, which I think is about $150 now. So you get your tuition paid for the national conference, Acsm National Conference in San Diego, and you will receive a $750 per person stipend. All right?
All right.
Okay.
They give how much time?
60 seconds,
60
a minute.
seconds. Again, 1 minute to come up with the answer or question. Final Jeopardy. Ooh. The category is muscle physiology.
Okay, so decide what you want to bet on that. And as soon as you decide, don't show your other colleagues. I don't know about you, I don't watch Jeopardy. So unless you're a real Jeopardy fanatic, you kind of know how the betting goes. You probably don't have to either. All right, so what we'll start is Georgian Court. Why don't you come up? Guys, have you decided on how much you want to bet? Okay, why don't you come up very quietly, secretly, and give the judges.
Okay, write down.
Okay, Mercy?
Okay.
We should keep it, you know. Who else?
SUNY Plattsburgh, what do you want to bet?
SUNY Plattsburgh, why don't you? one person come up, tell the judges. And finally, York. All right, everybody set? Judges, you have the numbers?
Yep.
Ready? Everyone ready? Pardon?
Everybody ready?
If you don't answer, you lose your bet. So you have to answer, or if you don't, then it's considered a negative answer, a loss. Ready?
So the category is muscle physiology, and the answer is these proteins form the structural boundaries between adjacent sarcomeres.
You have 1 minute.
1 minute?
1 minute.
These proteins form the structural boundaries between adjacent sarcomeres.
Answer is
What are these?
okay, so we'll do it one school at a time. George is fourth.
What'd you get?
If you didn't do it.
We all got it. We all got it right.
Okay. George is fourth. What did they
Wager.
wager?
So,
Well, they would.
31.99.
I mean, that's the end, right?
Okay. Mercy.
2,000.
Good for you. Good for you.
I promise.
You got it.
New York Institute. What did I wager? New York Institute. All right, New York Institute.
Yeah, Mercy zero. Yeah, yeah.
Mercy zero. New York Institute.
I mean, no one's gonna do it anymore.
1700. No, they bid 1700. They got it wrong. Minus 1700. Minus 1700. Okay.
1899.
North.
101.
Minus 101.
If I close my eyes, I see it. 101. I don't know if there's like a thing in the muscle.
Oh.
They're supposed to.
George is fourth.